Comic-Con International has arrived, Pacific Rim gets reviewed, and we find out what exactly is Polaris.
Wide World of Geek.
Hey there everyone, it's Baka here, and welcome to episode number 37 of the Wide World of Geek, where we look at what's new and newsworthy in the world of geek this week. Now, every year there's a magical time, and it takes place on the West Coast in Southern California in a little town called San Diego. And this is known as the San Diego Comic-Con, or Comic-Con International. And once again, it is back. Now, Comic-Con officially starts tomorrow, July 18th, and runs through Sunday, July 21st, but tonight is the official preview night, so it gives attendees something to look forward to. Maybe we'll get a few drops of knowledge laid on us, but the real show doesn't start until tomorrow. Now, this year, with everything that has gone on in comics, all the big events have kind of died down at this point. DC's about to start their big Trinity War and then their Forever Evil storylines. So we might get a little more information on that. Marvel has a storyline called Infinity coming up, so we might get some more information on that. I think the main goal for that really, though, is to bring the Guardians of the Galaxy more properly into the Marvel Universe before their movie comes out. But I will be talking about what has happened at Comic-Con in next week's episode, because as of right now, we don't know anything. Preview night has not started yet. It is currently about 3:40 Pacific time, so they got a little ways before they get a start. In other news, I went and saw Pacific Rim today. Honestly, I was going to do this video earlier, but I wanted to get Pacific Rim in before I did this so I could give you a review. Now, for those of you who may not know, Pacific Rim is a movie created by Guillermo del Toro of Hellboy fame, and it is, in the most basic sense of the word, giant robots versus giant Godzilla-type monsters. Or, as they specifically call them in this movie, the robots are Jaegers, which is the German word for hunter, and the monsters are Kaiju, which is the Japanese word for giant beast. Now, this movie centers around one pilot who lost his brother in a fight against the Kaiju and now is the world's last great best hope to save everybody. This movie was enjoyable. It was beautifully rendered in its CG. The Kaiju effects were really cool. And just all around a fun movie. It was fun, it was gorgeous, and it was silly. Now, one thing I was a little concerned about was, what was the tone of this movie going to be? Was it going to be serious? Was it going to be deep and dark the way a lot of Guillermo del Toro's movies have been? Pan's Labyrinth, the Hellboy movies. There's a bit of, there's humor in the Hellboy movies, but there's a deep story behind it. Now, granted that that was a story created by Mike Mignola. Pan's Labyrinth was the brainchild of Guillermo del Toro, and it was very deep. It was very eerie, very kind of confusing. This one was, I don't know, a bit shallower, more of a popcorn movie. I kept waiting for it to get serious and to be, you find out some wicked, horrible thing, and you really never do. It tries to break the surface a couple times, but it's done by the comedic characters in the movie. And you get a 2-sentence description of what's really going on, and then that's it. Now, the one thing I did find rather, I don't know if it was amusing or troubling, was a scene that they show part of in the trailer, where the leader of the human resistance against the kaiju, gets up and he makes his big speech to rally the troops, and he ends it with, "Today we will cancel the apocalypse." This really just felt like a try-hard moment of the speech from Independence Day. While that speech has gotten a lot of crap, this speech is a whole lot worse. It's just kind of ridiculous. So overall, I liked it. It was fun. If you don't take your brain into it, it's a good time. If you're expecting something big and deep and all sorts of craziness, you might be a little disappointed. If you're expecting giant robots versus giant monsters, you're going to love the movie. Last up, I would like to talk about a new YouTube channel that's out there. And this channel's name is Polaris. This is a rebranding of the popular Game Station YouTube channel, which is run featuring, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's got people like Total Biscuit, Husky Starcraft, Dodger, Rosanna Pansino, a lot of the big named people in the gaming community of YouTube. Now, what Polaris is an attempt to do is to broaden the horizons of content, to be able to bring in other realms, such as comic books, movies, anything that's kind of got this passionate, nerdy feel to it, but not restricted just to gaming. That being said, and while excellent people such as Comic Book Girl have been brought in, there is still a very heavy emphasis on the gaming, which I'm fine with. We got to keep all as a fan, we got to keep some of our favorites like Husky and Total Biscuit and Dodger and Jesse Cox, and we got to add some people that weren't ever officially with the Game Station. We have Day 9 is now affiliated with Polaris. PewDiePie is affiliated with Polaris. Comic Book Girl, as I said before, and we've only really gotten taste so far. The video game news show Remag that was on the Game Station has also been rebranded. It is now, I think you could call it a rebranding of that. It's Bite This. And so far, Dodger has been the only host of it. And it covers gaming news, comic news, movie news, all nice sorts of nerdy, geeky stuff. So, as a nerd or a geek or whatever you want to call us, I love this channel. I love this rebranding. They are a member of Maker Studios. Game Station was as well. And it's not really a huge difference, but now it's more inclusive. I like gaming. I like watching Let's Plays. I like learning about new games. I'm not a huge gamer. I've got my StarCraft 2. I don't have Heart of the Swarm. I have 2 Xbox 360 games that I've had for 2 years now and haven't played them yet. Not because they're not good games, because it's Batman Arkham City and Halo 4. I just don't have the time, and when I do, there are other things on my list to do before that. Alright guys, so I also want to do one last thing before I sign off, and that is I want to rededicate this channel. I realize that I have been horribly lax in posting videos, and when I have posted, there have been a lot of excuses made. I've done nothing but a Wide World of Geek for a good long while. I haven't done any gaming, I haven't done any weekend workshops, even Bacchus Top 5 only had one thing done with it. But I have decided that I really want to dedicate more time to this channel, more heart to this channel. And this past weekend was my birthday, and with that I got some birthday money and decided to get a new webcam. If you can tell, this video should hopefully be a slightly higher quality, and I did this with the express intention of having a new webcam, having this higher quality. I need to use it properly, and I need to get my butt in gear. So, Wide World of Geek will continue. We'll go over the week's news in Geek. I am going to be continuing with the weekend workshop that will probably happen once a month with a new workshop. I'm going to be bringing back Baka's Top 5. That will be happening once every 2 weeks, or once every other week if you want to get in with that. And I will be introducing a new show that will be happening on the off weeks when Baka's Top 5 is not happening, and that will be a comic book based show, which I am still tinkering around with a few names for. It's not necessarily going to be a comic book news show. It's not going to necessarily be about what's brand new and happening and hot in comics. It will be about my passion for comics. It will be me trying to share with you what I love about comics and why I think they're such a great thing. So that's all that we have for this week's Wide World of Geek. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please like, subscribe, share, tell other people about this. But until next week, this is Baka, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.